Now here we go.
How's it going, Opie? Good morning.
This guy has so much heat on the internet. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't stop watching him. It's Chad Zumock. What's up, Chad?
I think the last time I saw you in person was at the Village Underground with Chris DiStefano and Sherrod.
And
Who else? Vic?
And Rich Voss.
Florentine.
Yes, and that's where I want to start today. I want to get through our stuff. Our stuff.
Well, I first met you. You probably don't remember this. Was in 2011. It was in Cleveland, Ohio. You were doing a live broadcast on West 6. And Bob Eatman says, have you met Opie and Anthony? I was like, I met Jim. So he sent me down to meet you guys. You guys were doing a live broadcast at some bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, what year was that?
2011.
So 2011, I guess we were starting to do the virus tour again at that point, probably. And we did a little pre-gaming. That I remember. Wasn't that at the Pig Whistle or something like that? Is there a bar like that?
It was something pig. And yeah. I just remember you were throwing cherries at some ass, and I forgot.
That was cherry darts, my friend. One of the greatest Opie and Anthony bits of all time.
Yeah.
The beauty of Opie and Anthony, we would come up with the craziest stuff, and women would come out of the woodwork to participate. I'm like, let's throw cherries at girls as they're bent all the way over. And people would look at me like, who the hell is going to say yes to that? And sure enough, the phones, and they all marched into that studio to participate. But look, chat.
What?
I just want to get through something.
Sure.
And I know, and I said it because I thought it was cool. You apologized to me recently, about a month or two ago. You even said, I don't need a response. And I really appreciate that. And I'll tell you what, when I met you through Jim Florentine, you couldn't have been nicer to me. You were so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And then I would see you here and there, and you were still incredibly cool to me. Okay. Unfortunately, we never really had you on the show. I think you were on maybe once or twice back in the day.
Now, I never did your show. I was doing Bennington and a couple other shows, but I never got on your show. I think Club Soda Kenny tried to get me on. I don't know what happened. Something happened. I don't know.
There was nothing that happened. The problem was we were so hot that everybody wanted to be on our show. And unfortunately, people fell through the cracks. And you probably would have been great on the show. But there was it certainly wasn't personal. I need to tell you that.
Sure.
So then, I'm like, yeah, I know about this Chad guy. And Florentine certainly vouched for you. And I would see you here and there. And then all of a sudden, I don't know when it started. But like a year or two ago, you started trashing me. I'm like, why is this guy trashing me? He was nothing but cool to me.
Yeah.
What was that about? What was that based on?
Okay, so I'm a very loyal guy. Like, you can ask Florentine, Godfrey, or any comic. Like, if you're my friend, I got your back. And it's what it is. And people that have helped me along the way, I've always been loyal to them, too. So I think when Anthony, early on, I went on Anthony's show, The Compound, and there was some buzz to it in the beginning, before already got there in Landau or whatever. So he was giving me opportunity. I released an album, went #1 on iTunes, and I got caught up in the nonsense. And I think the more I got to know Anthony, and when I saw people kind of turning on me because I said Chrissy Mayer wasn't funny, then he started doing it. I go, oh, this is who you are.
Right.
I was drinking the Kool-Aid, and I'll admit it. I never had anything against you, really. I honestly didn't.
Right.
It was more just the culture that Anthony creates.
100%. That's what I wanted to get into today, because it's like, I don't understand why he has to do that, because first of all, I don't suck. Second of all, I am funny. Third of all, I really know how to do this. And it seems like if you work for Anthony, you have to hate me. I'm like, why does it have to be that? That stupid Gino Bisconte did the same shit. But the difference is you realized that it was wrong and you apologized to me, and I accepted your apology. But Gino Bisconte was the same. I saw him here and there, and he couldn't have been cooler. I've hung out with the guy. He used to open for Jim Norton, and I think it was a Cleveland trip where we bonded and had a really, really good time. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, wait, now you're hating on me? What could I have possibly done to you except that you now work for Anthony and you feel like you have to stick up for your boy? It was completely ridiculous. And then I was doing a live stream on Instagram. This goes back a few years ago, and Gino Bisconte pops up, and he's he's like starts like going after me. I'm like, Gino, I go, what are you doing? And then I talked about a couple things that I know about him that was cool that we did together. He's like, oh, hey, well, I don't know. And then he backed down and he's like, well, nothing but the best. I'm sorry. And then he left. I'm like, I don't understand why that has to be a thing with Anthony, because if you watch my shit, I got my own fan base. People aren't running over there and attacking Anthony or anything. We literally don't give a shit.
Yeah.
We just kind of wanted to be left alone, to be honest with you.
Honestly, this is the honest God truth. If you want to get in Anthony's good graces, all you have to say is something mean about you, and he'll payroll. He'll retweet you, have you on the show, and he's your best friend if he says anything remotely bad about you. And that's a fact. I see it on the other side because I watched him turn on me, and I was like, we had some fun shows. I mean, right. He's a talented guy without a doubt, but he's also like, he's very like, what's the word? Flaky.
I don't get why he has to do that, because in the end, like, I didn't really do anything to the guy. Get the hell out of here. We had an amazing run. We both have a lot of money. We had a lot of success, and we also wore each other out. And that's how it should just have ended.
100%. My radio show in Cleveland, with Alan, I had the same relationship. Like, you're around these people so much, more than your family, your friends. It got to the point where by year 3, I hated the way every time he would eat, I wanted to kill him and his family. That's how it got, because we were around you. You have to entertain for 4 or 5 hours, and I get it. I understand 100%.
Because the fact is, I know I'm not a bad guy. I mean, if I had to say anything about it, I would simply say that with the run we had and the pressure that it took to keep that thing going, and then we're surrounded by a lot of toxicity in general with management and a giant staff. If you have a giant staff, you're simply not going to get along with everybody. And I really believe in the end we just fucking wore each other out.
Yeah.
So why did you decide you needed to reach out to me and apologize?
I wasn't being genuine, because I really wasn't mad at you. I was just, hey, maybe I could be in Anthony's crew, or or like, because he did help me out in the beginning, and then I saw how he would just turn because he thought that was the cool thing to do at the time.
I have no doubt you'll turn on me again, Chad.
No, I don't.
I have no doubt.
No.
I have no doubt that.
No, because it was never malicious. It was never like, I'm really mad at you. I was never mad at you ever. I promise.
I just want to put that out there in case like things turn. I go, look, I see on my live stream on March 23rd, I said it.